Today, we're making bracelets.
Some assembly required.
Hello. Today, I thought I would sort of take the macrame idea and turn it into bracelets. However, I was looking at tutorials for all these bracelets that you have a pretty knot and you can adjust it. Holy moly, they were so hard. So today I'm going to do a simple bracelet that I can make. So what we are going to need is one piece of macrame cord. I have sort of the ropey kind. You could also use like paracord or rope. Also, I think it's easier if you can hold it with some clothespins. We will also need some scissors and some glue. If you're using paracord, you can melt the ends, but I'm not. So we're just gonna glue them to keep them from fraying and to keep our movable knots from untying. So we have cut our cord to about 3 feet long. You probably won't end up needing 3 feet of cord, almost certainly not. I mean, our wrists are super skinny, but even if you have normal person-sized wrists, this should be enough. I end up cutting off a bunch at the ends, but it gives you enough space to really tie the knots without having tiny, tiny little ends. So, it's up to you, but mine are 3 feet. The first thing that you will want to do is make your knot. Now, this can be as fancy as you want. You can just tie a regular knot, like through. You don't need a knot at all, but if you want a knot, you can tie a regular knot like this, or you can make it a tiny bit more complicated, really not much, and do the knot that, I don't know what it's called, but this is the knot that I'm using for mine. So, you find the middle of your cord, and you make a loop. In my case, my cord that points toward the left is underneath my cord that points toward the right.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't really matter, but
You might as well just do it this way.
for this, let's just all do it the same way. Now, you take your left pointing cord, you go from the front through the hole. So the right one, because the cord is going over the loop, you want to put it through the back and have it come out the front. You have this little situation. You pull it tight. So you can either just yank it tight or you can kind of gently close it like this, kind of putting all of the knots where they belong as you go.
And then you get this X kind of ish shape on one side, and then that just 2 lines of this.
And I noticed that if you kind of peel apart the 2 parallel lines, you get this, whatever it is called. I don't know. It's a look. And this on the other side. We've decided we like it all together, like a little knot. So, this is the knot that we're having in the middle. You, of course, may feel free to experiment and put more complicated knots. Next, we are going to make an adjustable bracelet. So, we need to figure out how big our bracelet wants to be when it's all the way open. So, I'm going to squeeze my hand as small as it can go, and then grab both sides. And I like the cord that points to the right to be underneath. Again, it maybe doesn't have to be, but that's the way that I like it. And I'm going to make it a tiny bit smaller because you can always adjust them later, but I feel like I always make them a little bit too far apart. And then especially on somebody that has a very small wrist, you're seeing all of your knots in the front, and that's
I have the tiny wrist.
not necessarily what we're going for. So now I'm going to take the cord on the right, my right, this is probably your left, sorry, and it will go around, because see, it's in the back, so it'll go a little bit around and through the circle. So it goes from the top around and in through the front. And that's one loop. If you possibly can, I recommend that you hold it kind of like a little bunny ear. because it's a lot easier.
But then bunnies need 2 ears.
Bunnies do need 2 ears, so let's give it another one. So we'll come around again, up, over, and through. And if you can give that a little pinch with your finger as well, that would be beneficial.
And then you hold them like right next to each other so that it's like easier.
Yeah.
And don't
hold
get them
next
all
to each
tangled.
other so there's like a hole through both of them.
Yeah.
Now with our end, we're going to come from the middle, from the clip, to the right. So we'll go through the loops from the center over to the right.
Okay. So from the left to the right.
Yes, from the left to the right.
Okay.
And then, little by little, you're going to close your knots. Close.
This, for me, is the hardest part.
This is the part that takes a little bit of getting used to, but if you shrink your first loop and then shrink your second loop, then you should be able to pull it through. Pull your end through. Feel free to do it a couple times.
Yeah.
You go around twice, and then from the left to the right.
Yeah, from the stick
Through the
side
loops.
to the right.
Yeah, stick to the right. Super duper, second one. This is the last part, almost the last part.
Yeah.
So once again, with your left hand string, you are going to go through the middle, pinch your bunny ear, and then up and around through the middle again, and pinch your second bunny ear. Hello. Very nice. There. Now, feel free to try holding it with different hands. It's all about your personal preference.
And then this time you go still from the clippies, but then to the left.
That's right. Go from the center over to the left. And once again, try to shrink your loops one at a time. You could pull them all together, but sometimes that's not worth it because you have to then like shove it over and readjust this. There you go. Cute. And now is the moment of truth. Well, the moment of trying on. So you try to open up your bracelet by pulling the right strings, which I find I'm making it smaller, aren't I? Yeah. So open it all the way up by pulling whichever string makes it bigger. And then try to squeeze your hand through. Fits.
How'd you make it bigger again?
Go this way.
Oh, right,
There
okay.
you go. Now see if you can squeeze that on your hand. You can.
It works! And then, have some
Then-
else for you.
It's hard to tighten them with one hand, so it is helpful if you have a friend. There.
Perfect!
Haha. Nice. All right. Mine goes on my hand. Yours goes on your hand. So we're gonna just take it off and do our very final step, which is to get rid of these. Unless you like this. So what you will do with this is just cut it off. So I like a little bit sticking out because I don't trust it that much. I'm gonna cut them, like a centimeter or something. That's less than a centimeter. That's fine. And then take a little regular old glue. I hope that it comes out. Oh yeah, it's working. Now I just put glue on the ends and a little bit of glue like next to the knot. You can't see that. Just imagine a little glue on the end to keep it from fraying everywhere. And then a little bit of glue where the end sticks out of the knot so that it doesn't untie. And then you just let it sit somewhere until the glue is dry. And then ta-da! Bracelets! So, I hope that you enjoyed this video and your new bracelets. And if you had a good time, feel free to give us a thumbs up. If you like this kind of video and you are not subscribed yet, you can do that right underneath the video and click the all notification button so you don't miss anything. New videos come out on Tuesdays
and Saturdays.
So stay tuned for the next one. And until then, be awesome. And we'll see you then. Bye!